So today we shall solve the problems based on the chapter Thermal Properties of Matter, that is 11th chapter. So first question, what they ask: on a new scale of temperature and called W scale, the freezing and boiling point of water are 39 degree and 39 degree respectively. What will be the temperature on the new scale corresponding to the temperature of 39 degrees Celsius on the Celsius scale? They have given 4 options, that is 200, 139, 78 and 117. So here first one, so we are solving like this. So let us consider or mention the scale here. So this is 0 degrees Celsius and this is, let us consider this one 100 degrees Celsius. So in between 100 divisions are there. So same thing, this is the new scale. So here it is 200 divisions are there. So here for new scale it is 239 degrees. So this is new scale and this is 39 degrees. So therefore 39 degrees Celsius is equal to 39 into 2 plus of 39. So that is equal to 78 plus of 39. So that is almost equal to 117 degrees. So for first one, this one is the right answer. Second one, mercury thermometer can be used to measure up to 260 degrees Celsius and 100, 360 and 500 they have given. So we know mercury thermometer is based on the principle of change in volume with rise of temperature and can measure temperatures ranging from -30 degrees Celsius to 357 degrees Celsius. Therefore, for second one, C one is the right answer. Third one, a centigrade and Fahrenheit thermometer are dipped in boiling water. The water temperature is lowered until the Fahrenheit thermometer registers 140 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the fall in temperature as registered by the centigrade thermometer? Option they have given 80, 60, 40 and 30. So here, for third one, they have given F value is 140 degrees. So using the formula F minus of 32 divided by 180 is equal to C divided by 100. Or you can do this one as 140 minus of 32 divided by 180. That is equal to C divided by 100. So by simplification, the C value we are possible to get one as 60 degrees Celsius. So we get fall in temperature that is equal to 40 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the right answer for third one is C one is the right answer. Next, fourth one. A copper rod of 88 centimeter and aluminum rod of unknown length have their increase in length independent of increase in temperature. The length of aluminum rod is alpha. For copper they have given that is 1.7. For aluminum they have given 2.2. And 4 options they have given that is 68, 6.8, 113 and 88 centimeter. So among 4 options we have to choose the right answer. So for fourth one, so as per question, delta L for copper is equal to delta L for aluminum. So or you can represent this one as LCU into alpha Cu into delta T is equal to aluminum, length of aluminum into alpha Al into delta T. So or for aluminum, it is represented as length of copper into alpha value for copper divided by alpha value for aluminum. Substitute the known values. 88 into 1.7 into 10 to the power of minus 5 whole divided by 2.2 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So after simplification, we are getting that one as 68 centimeter. Therefore, for fourth one, eighth one is the right answer. So fifth one, coefficient of linear expansion of brass and steel rod are alpha 1 and alpha 2. Length of brass and steel rods are L1 and L2. If L2 minus of L1 is mentioned same at all temperatures, which one of the following relation holds both? And they have given 4 options. So we know for fifth question, linear expansion of brass, let us consider that one as alpha 1. A linear expansion for steel, let us consider that one as alpha 2. So here, length of brass rod is L1 and length of steel rod is L2. So on increasing the temperature of the rod by delta T, new length is represented as L1 dash is equal to L1 in the bracket 1 plus of alpha 1 into delta T. So consider this one as equation 1. So for second one, L2 dash is equal to L2 in the bracket 1 plus of alpha 2 into delta T. So this is second equation. So subtracting equation 1 from equation 2. So then L2 dash minus of L1 dash is equal to L2 minus of L1 plus of L2 alpha 2 minus of L1 into alpha 1 into delta T. According to the question, L2 dash minus of L1 dash is equal to L2 minus of L1 for all temperatures. Therefore, L2 into alpha 2 minus of L1 into alpha 1 is equal to 0, or L1 into alpha 1 is equal to L2 into alpha 2. Therefore, for fifth one, this one is the right answer. So this is asked in 2016 as well as 2000, that is 1999 also. 2 times it is repeated, same question. So next we shall see sixth one. The value of coefficient of volume expansion of glycerine is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 per Kelvin. Fractional change in density of glycerine for a rise of 40 degrees Celsius in its temperature is. So for sixth one, so let us consider rho naught and rho r be the densities of glycerine at 0 degrees Celsius and T naught degree Celsius respective. So that is represented as, so rho r is equal to rho naught in the bracket 1 minus of gamma into delta T, where gamma is coefficient of volume expansion of glycerine and delta T is rise in temperature. Therefore, rho into T divided by rho naught is equal to 1 minus of gamma into delta T, or you can represent this one as gamma into delta T is equal to 1 minus of rho into T divided by rho naught. So thus rho naught minus of rho t divided by rho naught is equal to gamma into delta T. So gamma value is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 per Kelvin and delta T value is 40 degrees Celsius. Therefore, fractional change in density that is calculated as rho naught minus of rho t divided by rho naught is equal to gamma into delta T. So substitute the value 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into 40, that is equal to 0.020. Therefore, for sixth one, this one is the right answer. Seventh one, the density of water at 20 degrees Celsius is 998 kg per meter cube and at 40 degrees Celsius is 992 kg per meter cube. Coefficient of volume expansion of water is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 4, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4, 6 into 10 to the power of minus 4, 10 to the power of minus 4. 4 options they have given. And this is calculated by using. So we know rho into T2 is equal to rho into T1 divided by 1 plus of gamma into delta T. So this is also written as rho into T1 divided by 1 plus of gamma into T2 minus of T1. So here T1 is equal to 20 degrees Celsius and T2 is equal to 40 degrees Celsius. So rho 20 is equal to 998 kg per meter cube and rho 40 is equal to 992 kg per meter cube. Therefore, substitute those values. 992 is equal to 998 divided by 1 plus of gamma in the bracket 40 minus of 20, or 992 is equal to 998 divided by 1 plus of 20 into gamma. So this one, 1 plus of 20 into gamma is equal to 998 divided by 992. So if you simplify this one, so we are possible to get gamma value is equal to 6 divided by 992 into 1 by 20. So that is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of minus 4 degrees Celsius. So therefore, for seventh one, eighth one is the right answer. Next, eighth one. The quantity of heat required to rise the temperature of two solid copper sphere of radii R1 and R2 through 1 Kelvin are in the ratio of. So here, this one we know heat required is given by delta Q is equal to ms into delta T. So therefore, delta Q is equal to V into rho into S into delta T, that is equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube rho into S into delta T. So delta Q1 by delta Q2 is equal to R1 cube divided by R2 cube, that is equal to R1 by R2 whole raised to cube we can possible to take. So substitute the values. 1 by 1.5 whole cube is equal to 27 by 8. So for eighth one is the right answer. Ninth one, thermal capacity of 40 gram of aluminum is. So thermal capacity that is given by M into S. So that is given by M into S. So that is 40 into 0.2. So that is equal to 8 calories per Kelvin. that value is equal to 33.6 joules per Kelvin. Therefore, for ninth one, D one is the right answer. 10th one, two identical bodies are made of materials for which heat capacity increases with the temperature. One of these is 100 degrees Celsius, while another one is at 0 degrees Celsius. If two bodies are brought in contact, then assuming no heat loss, the final common temperature is, four options they have given: 50, more than 50 degrees Celsius, less than 50 degrees Celsius, but greater than 0 degrees Celsius and 0 degrees Celsius. So we know, since heat capacity of material increases with increase in temperature, so body at 100 degrees Celsius has more heat capacity than body at 0 degrees Celsius. Hence, final common temperature of the system will be closer to 100 degrees Celsius. Therefore, temperature is less than, that is greater than 50 degrees Celsius. Therefore, for 10th one, D one is the right answer. That is more than 50 degrees Celsius.